Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Vesperia. I'm MysteriousJG, and we live in darkness until my Xbox 360 finds the wireless controller, which it just has. So we have to go talk to Raven. What about me? What about Raven? Or, you know, the night will never end. He's Kenny King, King of the Night. Probably very few of you are going to get that reference, but there he is, Kenny King, the King of the Night, aka Raven. Is it showing out with MVP and Bobby Lashley here? Oh, I can't believe we have to travel with you. I really don't understand why everyone's such an ass face to Raven. I'm not sure what he's done that's that bad. I mean, there was that point where he used them as a distraction so he could sneak past some guards. That was a while ago, though. But they consistently treat him like a jerk. Whoa, you ain't happy? Well, I'm not exactly jumping for joy. You're too glum. Lighten up. Maybe I'll make him talk like Michelangelo. Didn't I stand together with you in the face of evil? That was only because you had to. I still haven't forgotten what you did at New Harbor. You still remember that? Some people just don't know when to give up. Oh, that's actually what I was talking about, the thing where he used them as a distraction. I'm not about to make a list of all your offenses, because that's pretty much the only one. I guess that and leaving us periodically. You're not like a permanent party member. Saying that I'd rather not have your company on our trip is already more than enough. Ooh. Maybe I'll make him talk like Guy. Don't worry, I'll do my best behavior. Nah, that doesn't work for him. I behaved myself at Kiev Mock and at Gas for us, didn't I? Yeah, that sure would be nice. Wait, what? No, he did. That was a past event, Yuri. What should worry you more is whether or not these old bones will be able to keep up with you youngins for much longer. You plan on sticking with us until Estelle goes back to the castle? The Don ordered me to keep an eye on the girl. I ain't got much choice in the matter. Sounds like a tough job. See, like, I make Raven talk the way Yuri talks to anyone else, but then when Yuri's talking to Raven, I push the whole Dart aspect of his voice a little harder. When it's actually a Maxim voice. Dart's just a rip off of Maxim, that's what I think. I wonder if I could hand her over to the Imperial Knights somewhere. I can see it in your eyes. Was he thinking that or saying it? I can see it in your eyes, old man. You're thinking bad thoughts again. No, not at all. Well, it's really too bad you're going to be traveling with us, but might as well make the best of it. What do you mean, really too bad? Whatever. Anyway, Raven the Braid is going back to the inn later, boy. Ooh, it's a good thing Yuri's not black. Pretty offensive. And again, who's to say Yuri isn't black? I mean, you can never tell when these characters are supposed to be Caucasian or Japanese. Why not just decide they're black? Okay, so now I'm thinking it's still just going to be Caroline here. Yeah, I believe Estelle and Yuri have both just faded away to the far plane now until we get a good night's rest. They say they're going back to the end, but it's a big lie. Welcome back. You know your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Whoa, voice acting.
What should we do about Rita?
Kill her. I mean,
that one has her own matters to attend to.
Side boobies.
That sounds about right.
Sure.
So, first to the harbor and then find a boat?
Huh? You mean...
I thought Raven had the wind chime theme. I guess it's not really a character theme.
Are you coming too?
Terms with yourself?
Yeah.
Coming to terms with your own sexuality, Rita? Your interest in Estelle?
Wasn't there something you had to go do?
Raven, not kidding
You were going to
around.
investigate the air craner, weren't you?
It turns out the one at Cave Mock the Commandant asked me to look into has already been researched.
So there you go. That whole plot line about her researching the whatever was a complete bullshit excuse to get her out of the party temporarily. For what reason? I don't know.
I hadn't really made up my mind about which route to take to research the others.
So yeah. This game, Tales of Vesperia, the game that constantly insists on throwing plotline bluffs at you about how the characters are going to break up, but they never actually do.
So you'll be using us to help with your investigations?
Shut up, Beehive.
Well, there's no guarantee I won't run into trouble like back at Heliord. Anyway, it'll be safer for me this way than going alone.
I'm going to use you guys as my hired muscle. You're like Ajax.
Nice to see your glowing personality hasn't changed.
Oh, she didn't even say anything bad. I don't... Whatever.
This means we'll be able to travel together again. I'm so happy.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, you know, it's no big deal. Anyway, we were going to the harbor, right?
Put the ship out in the harbor.
To be young again, I tell you.
What? It's like random phrases that don't connect to each other in any way.
You got something you want to say?
Perhaps something that somehow links to what the rest of us have been discussing?
Whoa! Down, girl!
To the harbor, then.
You got something you want to say, son of a bitch? Oh.
I'm so hungry.
I'm so hungry.
Already? The girls look like they're doing fine.
Was that Estelle? Listen, her stomach's rumbling too.
I can wait, though it's been a little difficult.
That sounded like it came from Rita.
Judy, you too? Are you trying to see who can hold out the longest?
Don't call me Judy.
Perhaps a diet is a little bit like a competition in holding out.
A diet? What do you need a diet for? Especially you, Rita. Lose any more weight and you'll...
I'm just waiting until I finish
She
reading
knocked him
this
over
book,
then
okay?
punched. What? Anyway, I think that happened because I fought a lot of battles in a row without cooking, because eventually I realized that I was spending more money on ingredients than I was earning. You ever met the Don? He's a badass motherfucker. Alright, whatever. These guys are with the Blood Alliance. They're gonna rise to the top. Great. Glad to hear it, guys. I think I've already got all the food items here. Food laboratories. Come again. Thank you. Come again. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, what do you know? A plot sequence.
Oh, Yoder!
What I meant to say was, hide! Yoder! Everybody find cover! It's Yoder!
Oh, it's you all. We meet again.
I don't know if I'd noticed in a previous video and then I've forgotten since, but that's Quan Ting, isn't it?
So what's a successor to the Imperial throne doing in a place like this?
It's a pretty girl like you doing in a place like this. I was just talking in the last video about... I had this theory going that that pink-haired people are the blondes of this universe, but because blonde people, you know, I have brown hair myself. My whole family has dark hair. I do feel some sympathy for blondes. Blondes are not my the blonde bombshell is not my favorite sexy female archetype, but it is a dominant archetype, which means that blonde girls do have a hard time getting taken seriously. To a lesser extent, blonde guys have that problem. And there's a subset of guys who like really resent blonde women because they just kind of automatically perceive blonde women as being snotty. So when Estelle starts apologizing for people thinking that she's pushy or whatever, I don't know, my mind went in that weird direction. And I started thinking about whether this universe has blonde people, and what do you know, one video later, oh yeah, Yoder. But he is like, he's a blonde guy who's gonna like potentially take over the world and become emperor, so I'm not really sure what I'm talking about anymore, so let's just move on.
I've been working with the Dawn to officially seal our treaty of friendship.
With Jing Tai.
Is it going well?
Well,
No,
I
not
wish
at
I
all.
could say it were going better.
So I will. I'm gonna say it's going better. That's a lie, but I'm still gonna say it.
I can imagine.
What?
That Heracles monstrosity kind of made the Union really not like the Empire.
And I capitalize U in Union and leave the E in Empire lowercase because I prefer the Union to the Empire. I want to make that plain.
Yes. And now, prominent members of the Empire are voicing their doubts regarding the Friendship Treaty.
I'm not sure it's one thing
The
anymore.
conditions that Don gave the Empire were for a treaty of equality, after all.
And they are certainly not on equal footing with something like that.
Yeah, basically that big battleship could like crush your entire Union Dongrest Guild land country, so oops.
Yes. Had I known about Heracles beforehand, I could have stopped them, but...
What's this guy over on the right? It's like, it's really sad.
You didn't know about that thing? You're in line to be emperor.
Yeah, actually, that is kind of messed up. That doesn't mean I know things.
I know, but I have no authority over the Imperial Knights.
The Imperial Knights act on orders from the Emperor alone. They do not report to anyone else.
But you don't have an emperor. That's like part of running plotline in the game, is that you don't... since the time the game has started, there's never been an emperor.
Well then, it's easy. Just become emperor.
You know what? I might just do that myself. Like right now. I hereby declare myself emperor.
You mean...
But I want to be empress.
Becoming emperor isn't as simple as that.
Yes, it is. I just declared myself emperor.
Why not?
Yeah, seriously. I think I'm going to be emperor now.
To ascend to the throne, one must possess the Imperial treasure, Dane Nomos.
Are you sure that's not like a person?
But Dane Nomos went missing around the time of the Great War, 10 years ago.
So somebody's going to have to go in the basement and find it, or there'll never be an emperor.
Huh. So that's the real story why we still don't have an emperor.
Wait. Okay. 2 points. A, it's a little weird that nobody knew that, because, yeah, apparently they haven't had an emperor for 10 years, and nobody's, like, asking any questions about why they don't just, like, knuckle down and pick a successor. And, B, Raven's not going to get an emperor, because Raven belongs to, like, the country that doesn't recognize the Empire, so, there.
And that's why Rago wanted to get his hands on Denomos.
Raven, your hands are behind your head. Shouldn't one of them be on your belt? Just saying.
What was that, Yuri?
Hey, you never fucking mind what I said, buddy.
Forget it, it's nothing.
Anyway, is it really okay for an Imperial candidate to be wandering the streets like this?
As a streetwalker?
I was just on my way to Heliord.
So, excuse me.
Huh. That is closer to Dongress than this place is. Negotiations would probably go smoother there.
How well, they can each be you can reach Dongrass at like a brisk 10-minute walk.
I believe so too.
Master Yoder, we should be off.
I don't take orders from people who don't even have character names, buddy.
If you'll please excuse me.
This nameless guy's got orders for me that I'm apparently going to follow. You know, it's sad. I'm certainly not hoping it comes anytime soon, but eventually this guy is going to die, nameless. He's like babyface version of Emperor of Eviltown guy. He's got the Emperor of Eviltown guy outfit in a different color scheme.
The two barrier blastia of this city and Nor
I was
Harbor
shocked
were
at how long it
originally
took for a new
single
cinema
blastia.
scene to start
Did
there.
you read that in one of your books back in the castle?
Bitch!
Yes. Actually, there were 3 pieces. The last piece sunk in the sea between
Raven's
the two
just
cities.
falling asleep
I
over
wonder
there.
if you could
Oh,
raise
never mind. He
that
does have
last
dialogue.
yen, and if you sold it, you could live like a king forever.
The Empire would have already done it if they could. Any idiot could come up with that idea.
Go to hell! Go to so much hell! No, seriously, it's like Raven just kind of... I was like, huh, that thing must be really valuable. And Yuri's like, you're an asshole! Die! Die, you fucker! I hate you! Like, what was that? Across the sea in Halura, I hear tale from a traveling merchant bragging a snug lady who made flowers go from a dead tree, not a dread tree. Sounds a bit fishy to me, but the very blaster was repaired. Yeah, don't believe everything you hear, buddy. There's no way that something like that could have happened, ever. I'm making it funny, folks. We actually did that. Oh, hey.
Against that many?
I wouldn't do that
You've
even
gotta
if
be
I
crazy.
had 9 lives.
Panic, rhubarb.
What's going on?
Respond. Communications with the Strut-A roof have ceased.
Halt! If you won't do the work I've paid you for, then I want my money back.
We didn't know the corns on your feet were going to be that bad, lady.
Abbe, the indigo beasts to the blacklisted guilds.
And then add the black beast to the indigo listed guilds.
Yes, Madam President.
Isn't that the woman we met at Dayton Hold?
Isn't that guy wearing a shirt that doesn't cover his midsection?
Yeah, that's her, all right.
Why do you guys know her?
We know everybody, Carol.
We just met her once a while back. Is she a friend of yours?
I wouldn't say I know her. She's the president of Fortune's Market, one of the 5 master guilds.
But with her in charge, it's a mistress guild, if you know what I'm saying.
In other words, she's one of the top dogs at the union.
With her being female, she's the top bitch at the union. Bitch is a female dog, folks.
Hey, I just got an idea.
What about sandwiches that you can dip in batter and then deep fry? Alright, what about sandwiches?
What's up, Carol?
What up, gangster?
Maybe she could get a boat for us to take across to Desier.
Why is he waving his hand around? I mean, what? Why has Raven got one eye closed? I don't understand anything that's happening. And why is this Lightkeeper house here? This has had no role in the plot. Oh, my stupid grandchild. Oh. That's right. This is like, I think this is tied into the a character who's only playable in the PlayStation 3 version of the game. Yeah, so there's two playable characters in the PlayStation 3 version that are not playable in the Xbox 360 version. One of them is Flynn, and the other one is a little girl in a pirate costume. You can find her picture online if you're curious. Not like, I mean like little girl, like younger than Carol. Not meant, dear God, I hope at least, not meant to be like sexy or anything like that. But yeah, I don't think the character even appears in the game. If you're not playing the 360 version. Fortune Market Water, it's a mess in there, trust me, you don't want to see it. Whoa, fatty. Oh, our ship's a delight, a ship that allows me to travel to so very many places, miracles, wonders, all mine. Wait, you don't own a boat, how dreadful. Oh, Captain Spaulding, oh, Rufus T. Firefly is the only man who could lead our nation of Fredonia. You look suspiciously like a shop. Our regular liner, the Stratos, is currently being dismantled and inspected. Sorry, but it's not going anywhere. Yeah, he's probably meant to be a pirate. Oh. She's, just kind of staring. Boo. Boo. Right behind you.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Yuri Lowell, you've come at just the right time.
Well, I didn't mean to, but, you know, the seat cover on the bicycle.
I guess those wanted posters really do work.
Yeah, they really have spread your face around so that everyone's going to try to capture and kill you.
Listen, I've got a job that would be just perfect for you.
I need you to commit various crimes.
Hard labor, huh?
He's going to be a working stiff, you know what I'm saying?
I like a man who can cut to the chase.
Almost as much as I like a man who'll actually do his job. I forget what, but she asked you before to go through the woods. I can't remember exactly how they kind of made it out like that you were doing her this favor by going through the woods around Didon Hold, but I don't actually remember how they explained that this was going to be useful to her.
As you may have heard, schools of mermen often attack cargo ships at this time of year.
For example, Notre Dame, Duke, DeVry University, those are all schools of mermen, right?
Huh? But I thought there was another guild that always served as your escort.
I am an escort, buddy. No, there's a whole guild of escorts, which are made entirely up of people who are dressed like Estelle was during that little side quest where we had to sneak into the slave pit.
It seems the leader of the mercenary guild I hire passed away suddenly, so they aren't available.
She talking about who I think she's talking
The
about?
other Guardian guild simply has no backbone. I don't know what to do.
What was the name of that Guardian Guild you mentioned?
Well, there's two.
The Blood Alliance.
Gee, I wonder what could have happened to them.
Woohoo! Yeah, look, we're the new bloodlines. We butchered the old bloodlines. Like the
You're as
NWO.
guilty as I am.
Of murdering that guy. Oh, I'm sorry. Did we all say that out loud?
Hate to disappoint you, but we're in the middle of something right now, so see you around.
What, are you dismissing Rapide? It looked like he turned to Rapide and told Rapide to, get lost.
Wait, Yuri, what about the boat?
We need a boat, motherfucker. We need a boat. Sorry. This is another one of those scenes where, for some reason, I'm just really noticing Rita's little flappy belt thing is particularly distracting on the side. This game does somehow, I don't know what it is. It's something to do with the style of Cell computer. Well, it's a computer generated replica of Cell animation, I suppose, but the thick, highly noticeable borders between anything that moves and the background picture. Like, Rapide appears to be a cutout who has been stuck on a picture. He really doesn't look in any way. Like, I buy into the whole, animated illusion. I can accept Rapide as a dog, even though he's highly stylized picture of what a dog would look like. But I can't accept that he is standing or sitting in this town. I don't know.
Did you say boat?
Did you say nerd?
We've made a guild of our own.
It's like a league of their own, but guild.
We're called Brave Vesperia.
Wow, really? That's that's great. Anyway, you guys are fired.
That's a wonderful name. Well then, shall we talk business?
Or pleasure.
Mutual gain is one of the basics of all business, you know. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
You guys might want to consider taking a very, basic intro level class on what guilds actually are. I'm just saying.
Sorry, but like I said, we're in the middle of a job. We can't take on anything else right now.
We're only able to do one thing at one time. We're really not a very good guild.
We won't call it business then. Let's just say we'll cooperate as two guilds helping each other out.
What I'm going to do is create a dummy corporation. I'm going to transfer property to that corporation. You will buy the property from that corporation at a very low cost. Then you will sell that property back to me at a high cost, and you'll keep the difference. Who's to say it's not a legitimate transaction? Nobody has to know. And, little business things that you found out, you don't have to tell the Empire about it. For whatever reason, I'm describing how a bribe transaction would work, just because she seems shady.
That way we won't be going against any guild principles.
Well, we don't follow GAP, we follow IFRS, so we're principles-based rather than rule-based. So yeah, this makes sense.
There are various incentives for getting along with me, you know.
I just had my blood work done. I'm totally free of STDs, Yuri.
Well...
Alright, we can talk, but we need to go to Nordopolica. We can't afford any detours.
I like this idea that the kid is supposed to be in charge. Yuri just keeps making decisions while the kid, stammers.
Fine with me. The mermen are only a problem in the waters near here.
I look forward to visiting Queen Doppelopoulos.
As long as I get to another port, I'm good.
Spend the entire game doing it if you want. I don't
Once
care.
we arrive, I won't have any trouble making arrangements with another ship.
Wow, she means business. Literally.
So, do we have a deal?
I have the sinking feeling we just got tricked into something.
No, shut up and put on some pants.
Fortune's Market isn't known as the best group of salesmen under the sun for nothing.
Other groups of salesmen live under the moon.
This isn't so bad. Now we have a way to cross over to Desier.
I mean, what were we guys thinking? We were gonna do swim?
I'll even throw in a bonus for all of you.
I'll give your dog a bonus too.
Bonus? What do you mean?
A bonus is a piece of incentive on top of what had previously been agreed to.
If we arrive safely in Nordopolica, I'll give you the boat we used to get there.
Of course you will. This is an RPG after all. We were always going to get a boat.
Really?
Really? Although the way this RPG works, I'm thinking that even once we've got the boat, every time we try to go anywhere other than the next city that the plot wants us to go to, we sail for 3 seconds in a direction other than towards that city, and we're just going to get a message saying, "Oh, we really should go to Dawngrest or wherever," and just like not be allowed to go anywhere. That's the way this game has worked so
The
far.
boat looks pretty beat up, but it's still a good deal.
Kind of like you, Judith. You look pretty beat up, but you're probably a pretty good deal.
Right?
So these mermen must be pretty tough customers if you're willing to part with the boat.
Motherfucker.
I'll leave that to your imagination.
Wait, what?
Figured as much.
What does that even mean?
Marvelous. We have a contract then.
She's saying that the mermen are like super devastating and scary, I guess.
Now that we've settled the details, I'd like you to get to work right away. Just let me know when you've made your preparations.
Preparation H. Okay, well I think what they're getting at here is that the next time we talk to her, we're going to trigger a bunch of plot. So, that being the case, not quite ready to end the video yet, so I guess I'll go save. In case I find out I do something wrong in the next little bit of story. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, because if I do anything wrong, like, oh, you have to use repeat and steal from the mermen because this is the only chance in the game that you'll get such and such item or whatever, and I find that out later, it'll save us having to go through a lot of cinemas again. Kind of excited about having access to a boat, though. In theory, I should be able to get back to the cities from earlier in the game and buy cooking ingredients that I haven't been able to keep in stock. Maybe I can even get to Dawngrest and buy tomatoes, that most rare of commodities in this game. Alright. So this video will be just a little bit on the short side. We've had a couple that went... Quite a few that have gone a little long, so I don't think it's a big deal. And when we come back, we are going to get on a boat, motherfuckers. I'm MysteriousJG. Thank you guys very much for watching. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.